Hello everyone! Since holiday ngayon at walang pasok ay may time ako para sagutin ang ilan sa mga katanungan ng aking followers. Isa sa mga nagtanong ay si Arvin Moralde at narito ang kanyang katanungan. How to find the number of sides and the diagonals given the measure of the interior angle of a polygon? So in this situation, kakaiba nga naman kasi ang ipinapahanap sa atin ay number of sides and the number of diagonals na yung given niya ay interior angle of the polygon. So medyo kakaiba to dun sa mga naunang lesson na itinuro ko na sa inyo. Paano nga natin to isosolve or paano natin hahanapin yung number of sides and the number of diagonals kung ang given lang na information sa problem ay yung measure ng interior angle of a polygon. So let me give you an example para maintindihan nyo kung paano natin to isolve tong ganitong uri ng problem. Okay, so here we have the measure of each interior angle of a regular polygon is 144. Again, in-emphasize dito na regular polygon ha, kasi iba yung case kapag ka-irregular yung polygon. So ayun, yung measure of each interior angle ng regular polygon ay 144 degrees daw. Find the number of sides and the number of diagonals of the polygon. Okay, so dito ang hinihingi sa problem na to ay dalawa. First is the number of sides, which is represented by n. Para maging consistent tayo sa mga naunang video, yung number of sides is represented by n. So dito, represented din by n. And the number of diagonals, dun din sa mga naunang video na in-upload ko, number of diagonals is represented by small letter d. Depende na yun kasi wala namang universal symbol para dyan. Yung iba capital letter D, yung iba A lang, yung iba naman yung mismong words na number of diagonals. So, ano pa man yung gamitin natin, basta let n be the number of sides and let d be the number of diagonals. And then the given from this problem is the measure of the interior angles, which is represented by capital letter I. For this video lang ha, kasi yung ibang reference kasi hindi naman gumagamit ng ganito. Pero for me, measure of the interior angles can be represented by capital letter I, and in this situation, the measure of the interior angle of that regular polygon is 144 degrees. And then, gagamitin lang natin yung formula to find the interior angle of a regular polygon. Measure ng interior angle of a regular polygon given the number of sides. Ito yun. So in this formula kasi, dalawa yung variable. We have the measure of the interior angles ng polygon and n, which is the number of sides. At para mahanap natin yung number of sides, given naman yung interior angle ng polygon, gamitin natin tong formula na to. Okay, so first step is to substitute. Given naman yung measure ng interior angle, which is 144 degrees, so substitute lang natin. And that is equal to, kopyahin lang natin yung buong expression dito sa may right side of the equation, i-bring down lang natin siya dito. So just like this. And after that, meron tayong konting twist dito. Although grade 7 lesson pa lang to, pero gagamit na tayo ng technique sa pag-solve ng equation. So for me, kasi marami namang paraan, for me, mas maganda gamitan natin to ng cross multiplication para mawala yung denominator sa right side of the equation. So alam naman natin na yung 144 degrees, meron siyang denominator na 1 dito, at ito namang expression na nandito, which is n minus 2 times 180 degrees over n naman. Pag cross multiply natin yan, pagpapartnerin natin yung numerator by denominator and then denominator times numerator. So here the numerator is 144 degrees, so 144 degrees times n, that will give us 144 degree n. Okay, yan ay ginagamitan na natin ng algebra. Although yung algebra kasi sa grade 7 mathematics under matatag curriculum ay nasa mga 4th quarter pa lang, pero ito ay advanced application na ng algebra sa mga lesson na wala pa sanang algebra. But since part of your assignment, so gamitin natin yung algebra para ma-solve to. Okay, so 144 degrees n, that is the product of this numerator 144 by the denominator of the right side of the equation. And since sinabi ko na sa inyo dito na yung denominator ng 144 degrees ay 1 times the numerator of the quantity or numerator of the expression na nasa right side ng equation, which is n minus 2 times 180 degrees. So, yan lang din yung sagot kasi 1 times any number maliban kay 0 ay tama. 1 times any number is the number itself. Okay? So, ayan. So, ayan na. N minus 2 times 180 degrees. Galing yan sa product ng 1 na denominator ni 144 tapos yung numerator ng right side of the equation, which is n minus 2 times 180 degrees. And then, gamitan ulit natin siya ng tawag dyan, ng iba't ibang method. Depende na yun na kasi maraming paraan para isolve tong equation na to. But for me, we are going to simplify first the expression on the right. Kasi meron pa tayo ditong medyo komplikadong expression. Itong quantity n minus 2 times 180 degrees. So, para hindi tayo ganong malito, i-simplify muna natin sila. So, bring down lang natin yung 144 degree n equals, pagka minultiply natin yung quantity n minus 2 by 180 degrees, ang gagamitin nating property ay distributive property of multiplication. So, what does it mean? Multiply natin yung 180 degrees na multiplier sa first term ng expression na n minus 2. So, that will give us 180 degrees n minus, lagay niyo yung minus dyan kasi minus yung operation natin dito. Ito naman si 180 degrees, i-times mo sa 2. That will give us 360 degrees. Again, ang tawag dyan ay distributive property of multiplication. And after that, pwede na tayong mag-simplify. Pwede na nating hanapin yung n. And usually or most of the time, yung ating variable ay nasa left side of the equation, tapos yun namang constant natin ay nasa right side of the equation. So what are we going to do para mawala yung variable na n dito sa may right side ng equation, para ang maiwan na lang ay yung variable na nasa left side ng equation? So first step, dapat mawala muna tong si 180 degrees n. So ano gagawin natin? Magma-minus tayo ng 180 degree n both sides of the equation. So it becomes, etong 144 degree n, maminusan natin ng 180 degree n. Ganon din dito sa right side ng equation. By the way, pag sinabi kong right side ng equation, after ng equal sign, lahat ng expression na nasa right, yun yung right side of the equation. And before the equal sign, yun naman yung expression na nasa left side ng equation. And then since nag-minus tayo ng 180 degrees n, dito sa left side, magma-minus din tayo dito ng 180 degrees n sa right side of the equation. Tinapat ko lang kasi ang pupwede lang minusan dito ay yung 180 degree n kasi sila yung similar terms or like terms. Kapag ka nasa algebra na tayo, simplifying algebraic expressions. Okay, nasa grade 8 yan. Okay, etong lesson na to, mababalikan nyo sa grade 8 kapag may didiscuss nyo kapag ka grade 8 na kayo. Okay, so after doing that, yung goal kasi natin, huwag nyong kalimutan, para mawala dito yung 180 degree n, kasi nga, ang dapat na nandito sa right side ng equation ay yung constant na lang. So, nag-subtract tayo ng 180 degree n dito, ganun din sa left side, nag-subtract. So, what will happen pag sinubtract natin si 144 degree n by 180 degree n? So, ang magiging result is negative 36 degree n. So, application na rin to ng integers. Bagaman yung integers ng grade 7 math ay nasa second and third quarter pa, pero advanced application na to. Sa pang grade 7 ha, hindi ko sinabing advanced yung lesson kasi it's basic pa rin naman pagdating sa algebra. Okay, and that is equal to, ito namang 180 degree n, maminusan ng 180 degree n, magiging 0 na yan, so hindi na natin kailangang i-bring down or hindi na natin kailangang isulat kasi nga 0 na siya. Positive and negative, kumbaga. Additive inverse, I mean. And then bring down na lang natin yung negative 360 degrees dito. After that, since ang hinahanap natin ay si n, yung value ni n which is representing the number of sides, kasi yun yung unang goal natin, hinahanap yung number of sides. Ano gagawin natin para ang maiwan dito sa left side ng equation ay si n na lang? So since si n dito ay iminumultiply sa negative 36 degree n, ang gagawin lang natin ay yung opposite ng operation. Si n ita-times ng negative 36 degree, ang gagawin natin ay i-divide natin siya by negative 36 degree. Kung ang katabi dito ni n ay negative 100 degrees, i-divide mo rin siya by negative 100 degrees para mawala yung katabi ni n. Ang tawag dyan ay numerical coefficient. Pagdating natin sa algebra, i-discuss natin yan thoroughly. Okay, dito naman, so since we have negative 360 degrees, i-divide rin natin siya by negative 36 para manatiling balance yung equation. Yan kasi yung basic rules when we are solving an equation. So after that, negative 36 degree n divided by negative 36, magiging 1 na yan. 1 i-times mo sa n, so the result is n na lang. So, nakuha na natin yung goal natin na ma-isolate yung variable na n. Siya na lang mag-isa sa may left side of the equation. And that is equal to, what is the quotient when we divide negative 360 degrees by negative 36 degrees? Of course, that is 10. Therefore, the number of sides of this polygon is 10. Isa siyang decagon. Okay, o ngayong nandito na yung number of sides, alam na natin yung number of sides. Paano naman natin mahanap yung number of diagonals ng polygon na to? At alam ko na ituro ko na to sa mga naunang video. Ito yung formula for the number of diagonals. D is equal to n times quantity n minus 3 all over 2. Substitute na lang natin since given naman yung number of sides, andito na, na-compute na natin, mahanap na natin ngayon yung number of diagonals. So this is equal to, substitute natin yung n as we computed here, that is 10. Tapos i-multiply natin siya sa quantity ng n, yung n natin ay 10, substitution lang, minus 3. And all over, yung denominator natin na 2, and then that will give us, kopyahin lang natin yung 10 or i-bring down natin yung 10 and simplify natin yung difference ng 10 and 3. So 10 minus 3 is 7. Then don't forget the parentheses. It means i-multiply pa natin yung 7 by 10. And then that is over 2. And that is equal to what is 10 times 7? 70 of course. Over 2. And that will give us 70 divided by 2 is 35. Therefore, there are 35 diagonals in a decagon or in a polygon with 10 sides. So, ganun lang kadali. Medyo ano nga lang yung problem na to, bagaman maiksi yung given problem, pero dalawa kasi yung katanungan. At yung question ay medyo baligtad, kaya yung process natin ay hindi rin pangkaraniwan tulad ng mga naunang video na tinuro ko na sa inyo. Pero pagkat chinaga nyo naman, related pa rin naman to sa mga naunang videos, meron nga lang ibang method ng pag-solve. Ito, napakaganda nitong video tutorial na to para mas solve niyo yung ganyang uri ng problems. Ipopost ko rin yung link sa comment section below dun sa mga lessons na related dito sa problem na to. At meron pang isang question. At ito naman yung pangalawang tanong ng ating followers. How to find the number of sides and the measure of interior angles of a polygon given the number of diagonals. So in this situation, ang ipinapahanap sa atin ay maliban sa number of sides, pinapahanap din yung measure of the interior angle, pero yung given sa problem ay yung number of diagonals. Parang yung problem lang din kanina pero baligtad yung given natin ngayon. Yung given ngayon ay number of diagonals, hanapin yung number of sides at yung measure ng interior angle. At para maintindihan natin kung ano yung diskarte para masolve yung ganitong uri ng problem, pag-aralan natin yung sumusunod na halimbawang inihanda ko para sa inyo. Narito, we have a polygon has 9 diagonals. So given yung diagonals, the question is, how many sides does the polygon have and what is the measure of its interior angle? So, obvious naman sa problem, we are asked to find the number of sides which is represented by small letter n. And the measure of interior angle as well, hinahanap rin, which is represented by capital letter I in this particular video tutorial lang naman. So, wala naman tayong universal symbol for each of these variable. And then, given dito sa problem natin ay number of diagonals which is 9 and it is represented by small letter d. Para maging align doon sa mga naunang variable na ginamit ko sa mga naunang video lesson natin. And para mahanap natin yung number of sides, given the diagonals of the polygon, gamitin natin yung formula to find the diagonals of the polygon, which is this one. D equals n times quantity n minus 3 all over 2. So ito yung formula para mahanap yung diagonal, given yung number of sides. Pwede rin natin siyang gamitin to find the number of sides if the diagonal is given, baligtaran lang yan kasi dalawang variable lang naman ang nandito sa formula na to, which is the number of sides na n and the number of diagonals na letter D. Kung alam natin yung number of sides, mahahanap natin yung number of diagonals. Baliktarin natin, kung alam natin yung number of diagonals, mahahanap naman natin yung number of sides. Pero medyo matrabaho kapag ang hinanap natin ay number of sides given yung number of diagonals. Sige, sundan nyo. So, using this formula, i-substitute lang natin yung given information, which is the number of diagonals. So, lagay natin dito 9 for the value of D or the number of diagonals. And that is equal to, kopyahin lang natin yung nasa right side of the equation kasi wala pa naman tayong ginagawa dito since we are looking for the value of n. So, kopyahin natin just like that. And then, gamitin natin yung cross multiplication. So, tulad ng sinabi ko sa inyo, this 9 is a whole number, so it is understood na ang denominator niya ay 1. So, una muna natin multiply numerator of the left side of the equation times the denominator of the right side of the equation, which is 2. So, 9 times 2 is 18. And that is equal to, yung denominator ni 9 is 1 times natin sa numerator ng right side, that is n times quantity n minus 3. So, it becomes n times quantity n minus 3. And after that, isimplify muna natin yung nasa right side of the equation because we have n to be multiplied by n minus 3. So, bring down lang natin yung 18 and that is equal to, in algebra, we can simplify or we can expand n times quantity n minus 3 using the distributive property of multiplication. So, pagka minultiply natin yung n by n, that is n squared. Hindi 2n ha, that is n squared. Meaning, n times n, yung n imumultiply sa sarili niya. Kasi kapag ka 2n, ibang usapan yun, okay? And then, after that, since subtraction yung ating operation dito, bring down lang natin, minus. And then, n times 3 naman, that gives us 3n. So, medyo advanced na kayo ng konti sa application ng basic algebra natin. Although, pang 4th quarter lesson pa natin yun sa grade 7. And then, so eto na, 18 is equal to n squared minus 3n. This time, nagkaroon na tayo ng tinatawag nating quadratic formula. Quadratic expression. Quadratic term. Okay, may quadratic term na tayo dito. Yung mga variable na merong exponent na 2, quadratic term ang tawag dyan. At pag-aaralan nyo yan pag nasa grade 8 na kayo. How to solve quadratic equation. Actually, maraming paraan. 4 yung paraan para ma-solve yun. Yung basic. Pagdating nyo sa college, siguro pwede ng matrix. Pero ngayon, ang gagamitin natin since doon sa 4 na paraan na yun, I think ang medyo friendly ay yung factoring. So, kung alam nyo naman yung tungkol sa quadratic formula, pwede nyo rin gamitin yun kung meron kayong background sa simplifying radical expressions. Pero this time, factoring muna yung ituturo ko sa inyo. So, para ma-solve natin to using factoring, kailangan nating i-equate itong equation na to into 0. So, ano gagawin natin? So, orient ko muna kayo ha. Lahat ng expression after equal sign na nandito sa kaliwa, yan yung tinatawag nating left side of the equation. Tapos lahat naman ng nasa kanan, yan yung nasa right side of the equation. Ngayon, ang gagawin natin para ma-equate itong equation na to into 0, kailangan nating i-transpose si 18 doon sa right side of the equation para magsama-sama silang lahat. Okay? Transpose na lang gagamitin natin kasi kapag ginamit pa natin yung mga subtraction property of equality, hindi nakakasya dito sa space natin. Medyo mahaba-haba yun, pero formal yun, yung properties of equality. Ngayon, transposition muna gamitin natin. So, we have 18, ililipat natin siya mamaya sa may right side of the equation, mag-change lang siya ng sign. So, from positive, magiging negative. So, dito, magiging 0 na tong left side of the equation and that is equal to, bring down natin yung n squared minus 3n. And then again, sabi ko sa inyo, itong positive 18, paglagpas niya at napunta siya sa may kabilang side ng equation, magiging negative 18. Kung ito naman ay positive 100, magiging negative 100 din siya dito. Pero kung ito ay negative 18, magiging positive 18 siya dito. Okay, ganun lang yung transposition. And after doing that, so ayan na, na-equate na natin yung quadratic equation into 0. Pero you know what? Kahit na na-equate na natin to into 0, pwede rin natin siyang pagpalitin. Usually kasi kapag ka nag-solve tayo ng quadratic equation or kapag ka nag-solve tayo ng any equation, yung variable ay nandito sa may left side of the equation. Tapos, yung constant ay nasa right side of the equation. Kaya pwede natin siyang i-write as n squared minus 3n minus 18 equals 0. Parang pinagpalit lang natin yung pwesto. So don't be confused about that. Nagpalitan lang sila ng pwesto. And after that, again, gagamitin natin dito ay factoring. So paano ba yung factoring na sinasabi mo, sir? So ganito lang. Isa sa mga factors dito ay n, of course. Tapos mag-isip ka ng number na kapag ka minultiply mo, yung product ay negative 18 at kapag ka pinag-add mo naman, yung sum ay negative 3. So, doon sa mga numbers na yon yung mga numbers na yun, yung pair of numbers na yun yung gagamitin yung kapartner ni n. So, para sa akin kasi, pagka number na minultiply natin, magiging negative 18 at pag pinagsama natin, magiging negative 3. Sila ay si negative 6 at si positive 3. Tignan nyo, pagka pinag-times mo si negative 6 kay positive 3, the result is negative 18. Kapag ka naman pinag-add mo si negative 6 at si positive 3, the result is negative 3. So these are the factors of n squared minus 3n minus 18. And then, sinulat na natin ng ganito, and then that is still equal to 0. And after that, paghiwalayin lang nating isolve si n minus 6. So that is n minus 6 equals 0. Tapos yung n plus 3 naman magiging equal din sa 0. And then, again, gagamit tayo ng transposition. I-bring down na lang natin si n dito. And then si positive 6, itatranspose natin sa right side of the equation. Sorry, negative 6 pala. Si negative 6, itatranspose natin sa right side of the equation. So it becomes positive 6. Ganon din gagawin natin dito. Bring down n, tapos si positive 3, i-transpose natin sa right side of the equation. That becomes negative 3. And since ang pinag-uusapan natin dito ay number of sides, meron bang number of sides na negative 3? Wala naman, kasi pag tinanong kayo number of sides, it means ang isasagot natin ay counting numbers. Okay, kasi nga bibilangin number of sides. Hindi naman siguro kayo magbibilang ng pa-negative, di ba? So, we are going to reject this negative 3 as the number of sides kasi nga, dapat positive yung sagot natin. Therefore, the number of sides of the polygon is 6 in this particular example. Again, the number of sides of the polygon having having 9 diagonals is equal to 6. Ngayong na-solve na natin, by the way, kung 6 yung number of sides, anong polygon siya? That is a hexagon. Okay, ngayong alam na natin kung ano yung number of sides ng polygon na may 9 diagonals, pwede na nating mahanap yung measure ng interior angle niya gamit yung formula na to. At alam ko meron na akong tutorial about this na ituro ko na to kung paano gamitin tong formula na to. Ang mahirap lang naman kasi sa problem natin ngayon ay given yung diagonals, pinapahanap yung measure of the interior angles. Kaya dadaan muna tayo sa number of sides para ma-solve yung kabuuan nitong problem. Sige, tuloy natin. So again, gamit yung formula na to, substitute lang natin n as we computed here, that is 6 minus the constant 2 times 180 degrees. And that is over 6. Saan nga ulit galing yung 6? Dito sa value ni n, which is 6 as we computed. Okay, and then that is equal to, what is the difference between 6 and 2? Of course, that is 4. Times natin siya sa 180 degrees over 6 pa rin. Bring down lang natin yung denominator na 6. Mamaya na natin gagamitin yan sa pagsisimplify. And that is equal to 4 times 180 degrees gives us 720 degrees over 6. And if we are going to divide 720 degrees by 6, the result is 120 degrees. Therefore, the measure of the interior angle of this polygon is 120 degrees. Kasi nga, siya ay isang hexagon as we computed here. Kahit i-double check nyo pa, kahit i-research nyo, the measure of the interior angle of a hexagon is 120 degrees. Okay? So, ganun lang kasimple isolve yung problem na yan. Ang mahirap lang talaga dito kasi it involves quadratic equation. Ngayon, if you have time, you can search for the quadratic formula para ma-solve nyo rin yan. Ito kasing method na ginamit natin dito ay factoring. Okay, I hope you learned something from this lesson and thank you so much for listening. Kung meron pa akong time, ay i-entertain ko rin yung mga questions ng iba pa nating mga followers. Okay, God bless you at sana masagutan niyo yung sagot nyo. Masagutan niyo yung assignment nyo. Have a nice day.